Good evening, guys. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, based on where you are in this world. So, really looking forward to this evening's live. Got quite a bit to share. And yeah, looking forward to having a few people on, having kind of quite an interactive session. So, change the kind of title of this a couple of times. Well, just once. So, I've actually added to what I'm going to talk about. So, there's quite a bit to get stuck into. Just want to make sure that we are live and people can see us. Cool. So that's us live. So we've got a couple of people already on. So guys, let me know who's watching and where you're watching from. Be cool to find out who's watching and how I can help scale your business using less of your own time. Cool. So wait for a few people to drop in. Guys, if you can drop a comment and tell me who's watching, where you're watching from, that would be awesome. Got 4 people watching. Cool. So yeah, basically what we'll be covering tonight is quite a bit to cover. So it's basically how to scale your business using less time. There is an offer on for a case study group that's basically open to everyone, and super excited to talk about that because I'll be running it. And yeah, I've got some pretty interesting ideas and things to share that's not really available anywhere. This is all off kind of a basis of our admin done for you service, where we recruit, hire, train, and onboard an admin VA for you and your business. Cool. So we've got like 5 people on now. So cool. Yeah, guys, let me know where you're watching from, who's watching, and any questions that you've got on this topic. Tell me, how business is going, size of the business, and yeah, we can kind of go from there. Cool. Just going to drop the link to this live in a few places. Okay, so just bear with me while I do this. I normally have someone to kind of cover this radio silence. So yeah, just going to post the link to the live and end the event. Cool. Pedro wanted a reminder, so I'll drop it in here. I'll drop just a link into the event. Yeah, and there's a couple of other places. Bear with me a second. Yeah. Cool. Okie dokes. I think that is pretty much everyone who wanted a reminder. Cool. So guys, yeah, who's watching? Where are you based? I'm coming from sunny County Down in Northern Ireland. Not so sunny today, I can tell you that. It's been a day for the ducks. Yeah, it's been good to be inside actually. So Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Cool. So, yeah. Cool. So, let's get stuck into kind of what I've got to present. And yeah, I'll go through pretty much everything, and then we can kind of invite questions and things in the second half of the live. Cool. So, always get that wrong. Okay, so in terms of what we're talking about tonight, this is all about how to scale your business in less time. And the exciting thing that we're kind of going to be doing in our case study group is how to discover your unique ability. So first and foremost, this is like a time review workshop. So I will be sharing I'll be sharing a file that you can basically go through this exercise. So this is super useful, whether or not you're in the position that you want to expand and build out your team, or if you just wanted to make the most of your time and kind of review it that way. So I'll talk you through what that looks like. The other thing that I'll share as well is basically details on both our services for admin and sourcing VAs. And yeah, the case study group that we're putting together a few weeks' time. Pretty exciting what we'll be doing in there. So this this kind of presentation, the reason why I wanted to do this is kind of born from basically one of our core values at iGen Entrepreneur. And this core value is systems mindset. So systems mindset, what that talks about is that people don't break, systems do. So what's very easy to find on the likes of Facebook, social media groups are a lot of drama, a lot of complaints and things like that. Whereas our focus at iGen Entrepreneur is to build and implement systems to allow us to scale businesses with consistency. So basically what we talk about is that people don't break, systems do. If things aren't working, it's not that the person running the system isn't working, it's the actual system that's broke. So this applies to pretty much everything that we do, whether it's a business or personal life as well. Obviously, a system is a method of solving a task or a problem in a scientific, dependable, repeatable, and consistent way. So that's how everyone at iGen Entrepreneur operates. That's how we like to deliver our support, how we like to deliver our products, how we like to deliver our VA done for you service. And yeah, that's kind of the core one of the, well, it's a core value, but it's kind of the strongest and kind of the most regular thing that we talk about. So everything we've done is with that in mind. I better get through these slides quickly because I've got 100 more slides. Only joking. This is not slide heavy. It's just to try to cover everything in the time that we've got. So if that resonates with anyone, if you're looking at how potentially people have been able to scale, and you're looking at people and perhaps thinking they're not any better, any worse than what I'm doing. I'm pretty good at sourcing. I'm pretty good at prepping or things like that. This is kind of the basis of how we're able to scale things. So moving on. One way to think about the time that you've got are like casino chips. So obviously you've got a finite amount of time available to you per day, and all these casino chips are the same value. So if you think of an hour or 15 minutes as an actual chip, and where you spend your time or where you spend that chip is your choice. So the kind of boiling water, the kind of trap that people fall into is that constantly spending time on not so much menial tasks, but tasks that are simply maintenance tasks rather than growth tasks. So I'll show you what that looks like, and this is what we're going to be covering a lot more in our case study. So a good way to think about your time as casino chips to spend is that when you're represented with something like an opportunity, there's always an opportunity cost. And yeah, when you say yes to one thing, you have to say no to something else. So always think about that when you're choosing where and how to spend your time. So, moving on. So, like I said, these slides are pretty basic. They're not, this isn't death by PowerPoint or anything like that. And this is just to kind of represent and kind of illustrate what we're talking about. Cool. So the time review tool and exercise that we run, and I'll share with you. I'll actually share a link where you can download the spreadsheet and do your own time review over the next week. It's very, very simple exercise, but super, super effective. So I'll show you what that looks like. Basically, it is your week split up into 15-minute blocks or chips, you could call them that. And the process is you can either have this on a screen if you're based at a desk, or you can write this down in a book and then fill it in. It's to simply write down how you're spending your time in every 15-minute slot. And then at the end of the week, you can review where you've spent your time and whether that time has been beneficial or not. So the benefit of doing that is that, you'll realize that your time per week, a lot of the time that you spend can be involved in like repetitive tasks, can be involved in tasks that aren't particularly valuable, but they are important to your business. So it's a little bit like, people spending time on kind of minimum wage tasks when you're trying to build a six-figure business. It simply doesn't add up. There's literally not enough time in the day to do that. So that's where the systems mindset comes in. That's where the benefit of teams comes into. And yeah, that's really, really effective. It's a really kind of effective tool to review your time. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hide that. I'll actually share the link to download. Pause. Just going to stop my screen share, and I'll share this link in the chat. Hey guys, if you want to let me know any questions around this or anything you're interested in, or how this can help you in your business, that'd be awesome. Cool. So share that in there. Cool. So yeah, I mean, it's a shared folder. I thought we'd share this with you guys, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. There is top row. There's an instructional video where you can basically just watch how to set it up, and Luke talks over how he manages this. Okay, so I've got a question. Hi Lloyd, when you factor into your business an admin VA, would you say it's more beneficial on cost saving or time saving, or both? Great question. Just check who that was. Yeah, it's hard to actually see using the software. Yeah, it's hard to actually see using the software. Okay, so got message from. It's hard to actually see using the software. Okay, so got message from. So you can probably hear me watching kind of a delayed. So I'm just gonna turn the sound off. Cool. Okay, so we've got Steve on, we've got Taffy, and we've got Z. Miguel, you're very welcome, Z, and Dan Baker, and 3 other people as well. So cool. Yeah. So basically, what we're kind of talking about this evening is how to scale your business using less time. Now, I'll recap for Z. So let's just present again. No, I don't want to do that. I want presenter view. And then I'll bring. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go back a few slides previous. Okay. So basically, the subject of tonight, it's to scale your business. Typo there. Well, scale in less time, discover your unique ability. So the first part, it's about realizing where you spend your time, how you spend it, and the value of that time. So this is all born out of systems mindset. And this is one of our core values at iGen Entrepreneur. I'll also be talking about core values and how we'll potentially help you with that for your business. So basically, the main kind of taking away from systems mindset is that people don't break, systems do. So if you're looking at your business and it's not performing the way that you'd like, it's generally down to the systems that you're running. And if you have a team at the moment, to look at that, or if it's just you, then if you're performing to a certain level, then it's time to develop things. So what we also talk about today is how a good way to kind of think about your time. It's a bit like casino chips. So when you choose to spend your time, you're spending casino chips, all have the same value. And when you say yes to one thing, you're generally saying no to something else because you're spending that time constantly. Okay, so that's us kind of caught up. There's a super, super simple but really effective exercise that I've just shared in the chat. It's a time review exercise. So you can basically you can copy this. It's a Google Sheet document. And there's 2 ways to do it. You can have it on a browser tab, or you can print it off and just write it down. So it basically just splits up your week into 15-minute time intervals or chips. So the benefit of this is if you're the stricter you are with this, the better and more that you'll get from this. So you'll actually realize that a lot of your time during the week is generally spent on repetitive tasks. So kind of further on into the case study that we're offering up, you'll be able to analyze how much time you're spending in growth tasks, maintenance tasks, technical tasks, that type of thing. So that's kind of what we've covered so far, Z. So hopefully that helps. So question from Steve. Hi, Lloyd. When you factor into your business an admin VA, would you say it's more beneficial on cost saving or time or both? Well, I would say that, well, I'll run through Hello, I think that is me back. Yes, that is me back. Really not sure what happened there, but I believe I got cut off as I was asking. Back now. Yeah, cool. Thanks guys for staying tuned. So yeah, basically I think I lost you when I was kind of answering Steve's question. The effect of an admin VA, or what we're terming this is an admin growth VA, is so powerful. It's such a useful thing to have in your business, and without that side of things, it's very hard to grow. And I'll walk you through the rest of this now. So, okay, so no, I don't want to do that. I want to present the review again. Just bear with me, guys. So yeah, drop in as many questions and things as you'd like. Cool. So I want to share this window. Okay, so I think this is back, yeah, to where we were. So the first thing to do, and I've shared this into the group. So it's pretty simple, straightforward exercise, but it's super powerful. And the stricter you're with this, the better. There's a video at the top highlighted in yellow. That's Luke kind of talking over how to use this and the benefits of it as well. Okay. Cool. So, terms of an admin assistant or admin VA, whatever you kind of want to term this, the benefits minimum across kind of the 50 admin VA hires that we've done at iGen, we've worked out it's been minimum kind of 20 hours per week that we've been able to give back to people who have hired them for their team. So if you think about the time, so 20 hours a week, minimum wage is what, 8-9 quid an hour in the UK, I think, maybe a bit less. And you're able to get that amount of time back in your business for there's a few questions. There's a few questions around costs and things, and I'll talk you through costs. I mean, an admin VA per month, you can, in terms of salaries and things like that, it's anything between 250 to 350 pounds per month. That's what kind of a band. I would generally start lower, and I'll share a kind of a testimonial that we've had recently with someone who has actually promoted their admin VA, and the admin VA actually gets a profit share. So your screen is coming up with signal back now. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I know, guys, the connection's bad. I'm not sure whether it's the software or my internet, but yeah. So in terms of what an admin VA can actually do, so I would strongly recommend, first of all, if you're looking at this, to go through that time review exercise. So even if you just spend a couple of days going through that, or if you're still currently working or you've got family commitments, it's actually easier to do this because you've got less time available. So in terms of what an admin VA can actually manage and what we train them in, it's all those repetitive tasks in your business. They generally fall into daily, weekly, monthly tasks. But there's also one-off administrative tasks. There's collecting invoices. There's completing end of year. There's completing VAT returns. So yeah, that's what admin VAs can take off your hands. So in terms of what's actually included in there, basically anything that can be you can film a loom, like a video instruction on how to do. You can have that task outsourced to an admin VA, and we train them, we vet them, make sure they're up to scratch and they're competent, and we train them all the skills. We also give you lifetime access to support through Joseph. As standard, there is a case study that I'm starting in a few weeks' time for 10 people. If you want to jump on this, and it's like extra training on how to actually upscale your business. So you can't actually see. I mean, so I just worked out my profits on reimbursements last year were just under 4K last year in terms of profits. So that's something I didn't touch. So even that one task, that basically paid for my admin VA last year. And then she's able to do everything else that's involved. And yeah, so it's a great question. What does the admin VA actually do? Do you plan their task, or do they have set duties that they do? So what I would say is that an admin VA is, at the end of the day, it's a person, and a person can be trained to pretty much do anything. So hope not embarrassing too much, but Luke's admin VA, she does his weekly shop, puts that together for him. He gets that delivered to the house, and that's one less task that he needs to do. I think he bought a mountain bike recently. She did all the research around that. When he went skiing in Bulgaria, she did some research around flights. So that's kind of outside of Amazon, but yeah, you could have someone to do that. And this is kind of one of the big things that people kind of miss out of running an Amazon business, is that, yeah, they kind of get involved in the work, but there's other things that you can do as well. So if you want a little bit more detail into the tasks that an admin VA can actually manage, then we can certainly do that. Basically, my team manage absolutely everything from sourcing, replenishing products, to purchasing, filling in prep spreadsheets, reconciling those orders. I mean, reconciling orders, it's the bane of my life, checking you've ordered 10 things from Argos, only 9 arrived. Did you get your refund? Is it on your credit card? Did your credit card get reconciled as well? All that type of stuff takes a lot of time, and it doesn't grow your business, but it's essential maintenance task. So we'll run through everything else here, but hopefully that kind of answers that question. If it doesn't, I can go into a little bit more detail, Taffy, and we'll go through that. Okay, so the kind of second really interesting thing that I'm going to be running with Case Study Group, it's finding out what, it's going to be finding out what your unique ability is. Okay, so let me ask a question, and I'll get a few answers hopefully in the chat. Who knows what their unique ability is in their business? If anyone wants to put a question, smart questions, stupid answers are welcome as well. But what is your unique ability within your own business? So hopefully we get a few answers. We'll talk about what, I feel mine is with my Amazon business. Basically, by definition, if I just read through some notes that I've made here, unique ability is basically the essence of what you love to do and you do best. So it's your own set of natural talents and the passion that fuels you, to get out of bed, do what you do each day. And it basically describes you, and, it's a big part of what makes you what you are. Now, if you don't know what it is, then that's absolutely fine. That's what we'll be kind of doing on the case study to kind of go through this. So for me, in terms of my Amazon business, I'll be completely honest and upfront. I don't enjoy sourcing. I'm not particularly good at it. I'm able to work hard. I don't particularly enjoy sourcing. In terms of purchasing, now sourcing and purchasing is very, very different. Sourcing is the ability to find a deal. Purchasing is the ability to make a decision on that and know how much to buy. I'd say I'm pretty good at that, but I'm definitely not the strongest in my business at purchasing and deciding how much to buy and not buying too much or buying too little. I'm definitely not the best at that. So for me, when I went through this next exercise, within my Amazon business, my unique ability and what really gave me and still gives me a lot of energy within Amazon is managing the team and running a weekly meeting and having one-to-ones. My ability and what I really enjoy with Amazon is spending time with my team once a week, giving them direction and giving them the tools to actually facilitate what they do and to actually grow the business. So the way that I got to that process was through an exercise, and we're going to call it the golden section just for argument's sake. So basically this is an example of golden section. It potentially can't see that very well. But basically what the golden section is, it's a process of you identifying all the tasks that you do in your business, what gives you energy, what is kind of take it or leave it, and then what takes your energy. So when you identify this is where you get to the point where when you've got that admin VA or you've got that team member, you can then delegate those tasks to them. So this is super, super effective exercise to basically identify your unique ability as a business owner, your unique skills, and to actually enable you to spend more time doing the things that you enjoy in your business, as opposed to more time on kind of maintenance or basically tasks. You probably can't quite see it. Is there a way I could zoom in? Potentially. I think I can zoom in on this. No, I can't. But basically, yeah, so what you'll do after your time review, and we'll help you with this, is that you'll identify tasks that you're good at, gives you a lot of energy doing. For me, it was team meetings. For you, it might be prep, or for you, it might actually be sourcing or purchasing or whatever it is. So by basically taking your time away from tasks that you despise and you're maybe not particularly good at, and spending more time in the tasks that you enjoy, and you can actually grow the business, your business will grow naturally. You'll enjoy it a heck of a lot more, and you're also then able to pass that opportunity on to someone who can benefit from, working with you in a team. So that's quite high level stuff, and it's, again, this isn't stuff that is really available or isn't even talked about within kind of other Amazon circles, but that's basically what I'm putting together is a case study group of 10 people who hire either an admin or a sourcing VA through us, because we have both. The admin VA service is fantastic. I've had some great case studies and great success with that previously. We also, if this is your first hire and you're not, if this is your first hire, an admin VA is amazing for your first hire. If you want to hire a sourcing VA as well, we're opening up this case study for sourcing VA as well. I'll talk you through that, what that looks like. See, guys, does that make sense in terms of how Steve kind of asked, like, what's the cost saving? Is it time or is it money? It's kind of both. You've got time, money, and then I'd also say your energy as well. So what you're doing with an admin VA is that you're taking you away from tasks that take your energy away and spending more time on tasks that give you energy. I know you're building like a mini warehouse, like a shed, Steve. Obviously, that gives you energy. With everything else that you need to do, listings, reconciling, stuff like that really doesn't appeal to me, and it's certainly not why I grew this business to become like an admin expert. So yeah, to kind of get back to cool. Okay, well, at least it makes sense for one person. Cheers. So yeah, just moving on. So this is kind of the first stage of this. You'll basically identify all the tasks that you're doing, your proficiency in them, what type of task that is, and then the business function that is kind of involved with that, whether it takes your energy, whether it's neutral, or whether it actually gives you energy. And then the kind of stage on from that is whether you're going to cut that task out, systemize it, or delegate it. Well, and outsource as well. So you can outsource like your accountancy, you can do that. So then we are able, once you've been through that process, we'll actually present you with where you're spending your time, and it's crazy. Some of the kind of results that you're spending your time. So if you look at this result, this was someone that was like spending 17 hours a week on tasks that took their energy. So in terms of their motivation, through the floor, in terms of everything else that's going on, yeah, it just really affects everything. So move on. Basically, for sourcing VA, so in terms of us training the sourcing VA, it's basically a 2 or 3 week turnaround at the moment. The first 2 weeks, you identify your needs and kind of what you specialize in, wholesale or whatever. Training week, and then week 3 is handover. So 7 days of intensive training, and then after that process, 3 weeks of monitoring their performance in terms of the deals they find, mistakes they make, that type of stuff. So that's for the sourcing VA. In terms of the admin growth VA, what that looks like, it's firstly week of identifying basically your specific needs, what tasks that you want this admin VA to be trained in. We train the admin VA in absolutely everything if you want. We can also add the tasks as things go on. Then it's a week and a bit of training. And then after week 3, it's kind of handover. So at the moment, there's the backlog, but we're actually training around 40 VAs at the moment. So yeah, we are kind of super busy with this. Let's see, there's another question comes through, and I'll just kind of move on to basically the case study offer. So the previous 2 screens is basically turnaround for sourcing and admin VA done for you service. So absolutely everything's done. We recruit them, interview them, hire them, train them, onboard them. There is also a guarantee after a certain amount of time. If it doesn't work out, we'll replace them, so on and so forth. I can go into that a little bit of detail later on as well. What I'm running personally to really basically drive awareness of this service and what we're doing is a case study. Now, the case study, it's limited to 10 people, and it's open to anyone who hires either an admin VA or sourcing VA through us. I wonder if I can zoom in. No, I'm not going to play about with that. Yeah, so if you want to hire more than one team member, talk to us and we'll work something out for you. Basically, what the case study is going to cover, it's 4 1-hour live coaching sessions on how to get the most from your team and basically how to set everything up. It'll be in a private Facebook group and you'll have lifetime access to Slack support. You'll be able to pick my brains. I'll share my best practice. I'll show you the team meetings that I run. And you also have video interviews with VA managers as well. Now, in terms of the resources that's included in this, it's pretty insane. We do have a blueprint course on how you can actually hire staff and then manage them after they're embedded. Normally, that's £300. We're included in this. We're including a copy of Traction, either a physical book, send you the physical book, or digital copy if you want that. We'll also talk you through how you can create vision and values within your business. And what I'm also prepared to share as well is my basically dashboard for my Amazon and eBay business. So it's a weekly dashboard. So you'll set a target at the start of the quarter and it'll track each week. And basically there's help for the team to basically present that to you every Monday morning. And then you talk about company performance, all that type of stuff. I'll also talk you through how to set up your alignment meeting. Your alignment meeting is your Monday morning meeting. It basically forms the basis of your week and the team's alignment or the team's direction. Super powerful. It's maximum 90 minutes. So if you're working full time and you want to get the most out of your time, you want your meetings to structure, you want your processes in place. And yeah, basically it's 4 weeks. It's starting March 23rd and it's open and limited to 10 people. So in terms of 4 weeks, how do I change slides again? In terms of the 4 weeks, this is what's covered on top of hiring a VA for you. Week 1, once you've done your time review, we will discover your unique ability and how you can focus on that to basically make more of your business. Week 2, we'll set up your company vision and values and that dashboard. So your dashboard, if you want, I can share a bit of detail around that as well. Week 3, we'll set up your alignment meeting. So what that looks like and we'll talk you through how to set quarterly rocks. And then last week, how you set goals based on the finance that you got available. No one else does this on Facebook. No one else does this in the community. So there is a guarantee as well. And I'll talk about that in a moment, but it's probably worth just fielding some questions. So we've got quite a few people on. Guys, that's pretty comprehensive. So you've got your admin VA, your sourcing VA, whatever hire that you want. Got a 3-week turnaround. So if you're looking at hiring for April, basically we're 2nd of March. 3 weeks from today is 23rd of March. So to start the new financial year, with your admin VA, everything set up, you'd be looking to do this pretty sharpish. So I've got a few questions. Glad it all makes sense. Do you have to be an expert at the task before outsourcing it to a VA? Great question. So it depends what the task is, and it depends on quite a few things. So if you want to give me an example of what that would be, but I would challenge you to say that if you're looking at outsourcing the admin side of the business, it's basically built up of quite a lot of kind of repetitive tasks. So that's daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly tasks. So we'll train your VA on how to do that. We'll also hold your hand as well. So if you're not sure on that, so if you want to give me a if you want to give me an example, if that helps. In terms of sourcing, I would say that you would want to be pretty well. You'd want to know your way around a keeper graph before you outsource your actual sourcing. However, it's down to your approach. So, for example, Luke, several times he always talks about that he's not a sourcing expert. He relies on his team to find him, or did rely on his team to find him and source him items. And he simply made purchasing decisions, so he was able to analyze those deals. So there's two sides of it. So there's a process of finding deals, and then there's a process of analyzing. So it depends on what the task is. Okay, so do existing past customers get access to resources, including the Facebook group and Slack support? So to existing, I assume that's from, oh, hi, Michelle. So do existing past customers get access to the resources, including the Facebook group and Slack support? Okay, great question. So in terms of what we're offering, this is for 10 people. Whether you've hired through us before or this is a brand new hire for you, we are limiting this to 10 people. In terms of the price, I'll talk you through the prices in a moment. It really is an absolute steal for what we're actually included in this, and you've got access to us as well. What I would say is that if the whole point of me running this case study, Grace, is so that I've got 10 people who are over the moon with what we put in place, the team member that we've helped them with, and if for whatever, well, if you're not in a position after the case study that you want to write an amazing review of the service that we've offered, then I'll refund you the cost of the case study. So that's what I would say in terms of the guarantee. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Someone saying hello. So just to kind of talk through testimonials, people who've been through this process previously. Yeah, so this is someone who's been with us for a while. In terms of iGen, he started his training course with us just over a year ago, doing really, really well. And this is actually his testimonial from just over a year ago. And then this next page is actually a conversation I had with him today. So this is someone. Oh, I've just seen a message. Connection keeps dropping out. That's a shame. Okay, so this is someone who has basically given his admin VA quite a substantial pay rise. She's called Karen. She's an absolute rock star, apparently. In the time I've got rid of 2 other VAs, she's been the standout, just given her a reasonably large pay rise, and she already has a profit share every month. So that's the value that this person has put on his admin VA, that the admin VA who's doing basically repetitive tasks that are super, super valuable for the business, she actually gets a share in the profits, even though, kind of traditional thinking, you wouldn't get a share of the profit. Just takes all the hassle away from running. I'll let you guys read through that. So I don't know how people, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know how people don't think about it. So many hidden areas that you could be losing money. I'm going to get her more involved in my deal sourcing, I think. Getting the monthly stock lists, input them into softwares. She's always asking to do more, which is so good. She also doesn't take up too much time to manage, which is a great help. So yeah, such a great testimony for us. And yeah, that's it. So guys, we've got quite a few people. What you are interested, I can talk you through prices and what that involves. So we've got a few people that are still tuned in. Hopefully this has been interesting. and I'm going to stick around and answer any questions if you do want to get started. So yeah, hopefully my connection isn't three bad anymore. Yeah, I'm going to have to look into that. Okay, so just to reiterate, basically anyone that hires an admin or a sourcing VA is open to join the case study that I'm running personally. It starts March the 23rd, so that's 3 weeks from today, and it covers absolutely everything. So to hire your new team member, access to the course, access to all the spreadsheets, and basically handhold you through absolutely everything. The VA, admin growth hire, and case study group, all in, including VAT, 697. So that includes your admin VA, it includes your management course, it includes your company dashboard, it includes setting up and finding out your unique ability to make more of your business, and it includes that guarantee as well. So that's absolutely everything included. A message from someone. Okay, kind of got a private message. Oops. Let's go back up. So yeah, guys, that's everything that's included. So normally, well, the price to hire and have a VA trained and recruited through us is 500, including VAT. Access to the case study group, access to that course, and all the spreadsheets. It's 197 on top of that. So what I'm going to do, if you want to get involved, I'm just going to drop a link. Drop a link to sign up page. I would say that if all this is too advanced and you are interested in some support, I can arrange, well, I'll share a link to basically scale your business. So that call will be with Liam. So he can discuss this, he can talk you through everything that's involved, and if you're looking at support, you can do that as well. Cool. So still got a few people hanging on, which is great. So everyone hasn't flicked off after I've just revealed price. And guys, for fully trained professional person based in the Philippines to join your team, that's £500, and then absolutely all these extras, it's an extra 197 on top of that, and you've got that guarantee as well. So I'm gonna stop. No, I'm gonna go back into this. So yeah, I've seen the connection drop out a few times, which is a bit of a shame. So if you want to get involved in the case study group, we're limiting this to 10 people. We may run this again. It won't be 697 again. You've got 4 bespoke, super interesting case study lives. Me, I'll be talking you through unique ability, how to set your business up with core values and a vision for the next year, 5 years, whatever you want to do. I'll talk you through all that. Got access to Traction Book. The Vision Traction Organizer is super powerful as well. And I'll share with you the dashboard that we basically use in my business. So it covers Amazon sales, eBay, and all the numbers that's involved. So it shares, basically, you can look at things like IPI, all the numbers that go into that, and I can look back over the past year to see how my IPI is tracked, how the numbers that have influenced that. Super, super powerful. Yeah, I put that together with my team. We have a meeting every Monday, and they present me with that dashboard and basically say, yeah, this is the numbers for this week. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. So that's the way it works. So I've shared that. Guys, do you have any questions? Hey, how's it going, Michelle? Just going to make sure I've answered everything. So yeah, guys, if you've any questions about that or just things in general, happy to answer. Oh, great question. Okay. So I've sent a few things to Amazon and some items are missing. Would a VA know how to chase that up? So just check. Okay. So that's Taffy. So that is the perfect example of a task that an admin VA will be able to look after for you. So yeah, there's quite a bit to that, but let's say, for example, so items are missing. So that could be, yeah, so items are missing. So that's basically reconciliation of items going into FBA, which is just super, super important, but it really just, I don't enjoy that type of thing at all. So what your team member will be able to do is basically raise a case with Amazon with, this is the items that we've bought, this is how they've been prepped, we've sent them to you, they've been sent in via the courier of choice, which is UPS, and they're now missing. Raise that case and then follow that up for you. So yeah, there's quite, sorry if it's really obvious that I really don't get involved in this side of things anymore, but yeah, I genuinely don't get involved in reconciliation and chasing that type of stuff up. Yeah, we have so many items going into Amazon, being sold and returns and that type of stuff. The benefit of this is when you get those processes set up in place and you just roll with them each day, you can basically get on with growth tasks if that's what you want to do, or you can reduce the time that you want to spend in your business. So yeah, I'm interested as I'm about to hire a VA. Awesome. So yeah, if you want to get involved in the case study, you get all those extras included with it, and you also get the same level of service with the admin VA or the sourcing VA hire. So the link's there if you want to get involved. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any other questions. If anyone has any burning questions, just talk through. Yeah, so 697, including your VAT for admin VA hire, onboarding, and kind of like the 4 weeks of private coaching. Yeah, let's just go through the rest of the slides. Yeah, and this is what we'll cover in the 4 weeks. So yeah, talk about what gives you energy in the business, what takes away, and you can then put things together to delegate those tasks to your team member. Week 2, super, super interesting and just exciting. Just set up your company vision and values. So like, your core values of the business, whether you like to have fun or whether time's important, super important. And we'll also set up your dashboard as well. So that's basically a process of, I'll give you the spreadsheet, like it's just it's just the spreadsheet that I have. Create that into a template, and then I'll talk you through how to use it each week. Then you can create an SOP for your admin team member or your manager, whoever it's going to be, to basically go through each number. So the way that we do it, I have an alignment meeting every Monday at 8 o'clock. And my manager, she prepares those numbers in the business. So it's, top one is sales, units sold, profit, margin, amount spent, expected profit on amount spent, expected ROI on amount spent, eBay sales, profit in eBay sales, and then it just time and inventory breakdown. So 0 to 90 days, 90 days, 91 days to 100, all that type of stuff. It's all broken down. So you can see, the first couple of weeks, it's just the first couple of weeks. But as you go along, you can kind of see, okay, 3 weeks ago, we spent $5,000 on inventory at 30% ROI. What's that? 133. And that inventory is hit after about 3 weeks, and you can see that kind of realizing in sales. So yeah, you can track all that. Yeah, and just get back to cool. So I'll give it another couple of minutes, and if there's any more questions, I'll be able to answer them. Cool. So if you're interested, guys, if you want some, that's pretty much everything that's included. The actual VA hiring and managing blueprint course, that's £300 on its own. So it's pretty crazy. Luke's going to call me. So everything's included in there. Really, really good way to get started. And I would say that it's only March, but I'm already thinking about Q4, because Q4 is kind of like the stress test for your business. So this time of year, it's the process of putting systems in place, hiring people that you want to have in. And if you go from, obviously March is the third month, with the people that I've hired, they're great when they start. But after 6 months, that's when you really start to see things click and things sink in. And what I would say is that, when you're hiring people, you're dealing with people, and it does take time for things to mature. And after 6 months, that's basically, especially with sourcing, that's when you'll really see things start to come together and so on. So, long story cut short, in time for Q4, this is when you need to start to be thinking about Q4 and getting your people in place, getting your systems in place, and testing them over the next few months. And then when you hit Q4, that's when you can really turn the volume on and things. Cool. So I'll leave that with you guys. We'll get this video edited, and I'll send out a replay as well via email. So hopefully that's been interesting. There's also, just check, got kind of all the resources shared. Yeah, I'll also share a couple of other resources that if people are kind of there's a couple of YouTube videos there if you want to check them out. There's also an interview with Joseph. So Joseph is in charge of hiring and vetting everyone and training. So if you want to get introduced to him, there's an interview from a few months ago. Yeah, and if you're interested in core values, I've earlier created a folder just to share all these in like a public domain. So yeah, in terms of iGen core values, that's the document there. So yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to bid you all a good evening. Hopefully that's been useful. And yeah, we'll be starting that in a few weeks' time. Let's get involved, and yeah, let's get your admin VA in place. Cool. So hopefully that's been interesting. I will end the live now, and yeah, have a great evening, guys, and speak to you soon. Take care.